In this video, I want to discuss an issue which has been brought up by the user Dutch Doctor on the official GrandMA forums, and I'd like to simplify the setup a bit to discuss this with other GrandMA operators to understand whether it's me having like a fundamental problem understanding how this is supposed to work or whether it's actually a bug. And because if it is, I hope that the folks at MA are fixing this rather sooner than later because it's really broken to some extent. So what I'm going to do is I pick my key alarmies, I bring them to full, I give them a negative absolute tilt position of -100. I add some Martin Mach1s, bring those to full and give them a negative absolute tilt position of -90, and I store this as a selective position preset and we label it up. We clear this out. We take the key alarmies again, bring them to full, give them a downwards position of 0 on the tilt axis, take the M1s, bring them to full, give them a downward position of 0 on the tilt axis, and we store this as a selective position preset and label this down. And for sure, if I take the key alarmies, bring them to full, they turn up and down and up and down. And if I do the same for the Mach1s, bring them to full, they go up and down. So what we've established is that these two selective position presets contain selective position data for the key alarmies and the Mach1s. So the next thing we are going to do is we are creating a phaser, which is kind of a glorified term for multi-step presets. So at this time I take my key alarmies, I bring them to full, and I enter step and bring them up, and I enter step and bring them down. And for sure, we have a two-step phaser. And as we can see in the encoder bar, step 1 references the upward position and step 2 references the downward position. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And we store this as an effect, and the console correctly labels this up-down. So the next thing, and I mean, we can test this. We can pick the key alarmies, bring them to full, and run the up-down phaser. Works beautifully. So now I want to change the selection on this effect. And the way this is supposed to work is I'm going to edit the settings. Right now, this multi-step preset is not a recipe, and I want to turn it into a recipe in order to change the selection. So I hit the turn into recipe button. I go into the selection, and instead of the key alarmies, I pick my M1s, my Mach1s, because I know that the referenced up and down position presets do contain selective data for the M1s too. So this should just seamlessly work. But as soon as I pick the M1s here, this turns red, already telling me there might be a problem. But let's see, we save this. And we take the M1s, we bring them to full, and we run this effect which has lost its name, and nothing is working. And it's interesting because the up and the down presets, which are the ones referenced here, still work. They still work, but the effect does not. But sure enough, if I go back into the settings and change the selection to the key alarmies, it immediately turns white. And if I pick the key alarmies, here, bring them to full, the effect, which has gotten its name back, continues to run. So what do you think? Is this a bug? Do I have a misunderstanding here? What's going on? Somebody shed some light on this, please.